Jesus ain't so bigger than you. There's so much more God wants us to be. Gotta lay down the drugs, gotta lay off the booze, push back on all those bad habits that we all tend to use. See the little boy, see the little girl, they're depending on you to make this a better world. The look in her face should make you wanna win this race. Don't throw in the towel, you can't give in. Losing was never an option. If you feel like giving up, remember who you're fighting for. When you feel like giving in, remember what you're fighting for. You feel like you can't go on, feel like you can't go through, you're fighting for. 'Cause this is bigger than you. And sometimes you feel like you can't make it through the night. Trials and tribulations, winning the fight. Sometimes you feel like can't make it through another day. Too many obstacles standing in the way. Well, I'm here to tell you, I've been running for a while. Don't give up on the fight. Now you made it somehow. Your testimony of life is how you made it somehow. Examples for the future to live without a doubt. So don't throw in the towel. When you feel like giving up, remember who you're fighting for. When you feel like giving in, remember what you're fighting for. You feel like you can't go on, feel like you can't go through, 'cause this is bigger than you. If you got religion, then we should have the same goal. If you got religion, then somebody should know. Even barefoot on the rocky road, carrying the weight of others is a heavy load. You gotta keep on pressing. It's called learning a lesson, recognizing your blessing, growth. 'Cause every religion is a profession, and if you got religion, it should come from the soul. Yeah, everyone should know. If you feel like giving up, remember who you're fighting for. When you feel like giving in, remember what you're fighting. All right. Hey, welcome to another edition of Let's Talk Blue. Now, I played that song off my Bye Bye Hip Hop album, my one of my newest releases, Bigger Than You. This is Bigger Than You. Now, I write my songs so they all have a message. Truth be told, each week, each shade, I could play one of them. This shade of blue this week is a shade that represents labor blue. So I call it the Smoky blue. That blue that's grayish, smoky. Makes us tired. Labor blue. We're going to talk about Labor Day. Yet another holiday. We celebrate holidays and we just don't quite know what they mean. I really don't mind celebrating Labor Day, but I just really hope that while you're celebrating, you really understand what Labor Day is, what you are going through, who you are, and the labor of the world for your people. So let's talk about it. Labor Day. Labor Day is a holiday that came about in the late 1800s when the people made a union. They were tired of working like long hours and being away from their kids. Sound familiar? Yeah, tired of working long hours and all these hours. It didn't say necessarily that they made low pay. They was just tired of working a whole lot of hours. They had a whole lot of hours. it mentions the black Pulliam port, but these were the black men that weren't included in the Labor Day strike. There was a strike. The workers decided to go on strike so that their employers could not work them to death. Well, the black people back then held the jobs on the railroad as the shoe shiners and, the more demeaning type work. And they worked hard. And believe me, they worked harder than anybody for less money. But they weren't able to join the union. Therefore, they were not allowed to strike. They were not even allowed to really to participate in Labor Day. They were the laborers, no matter what day it was. But it was a guy who fought for, he was like, no, we got to march. Randolph. We got to march. We got to get a union. So he got these black people together, African Americans together, and they formed their own union. And they were willing to march and do more things to make sure that their union raised lower wages that they were making. They were making lower wages than everybody, which is still today. Did you know that? Yeah, you making 40% lower. Still today, working harder, making less. But the president, Hoover, he went on and signed the bill letting them finally have a union, and therefore they didn't have to strike and were able to fight and get somewhat higher wages. So when, we think about Labor Day and when it came about, it just wasn't about us, So when you're celebrating it now, yes, a day off of work, think about people striking so you wouldn't have to work as many hours. So there is unions for those of y'all who are who get to be in unions now, which are being done away with again. But for those of you who experienced unions years ago, I know my mom them experienced unions and my dad at jobs years ago. Then I guess happy celebrating to you. But for those of you who didn't know, that's why I came on here with these Smoky Blues about Labor Day, okay? So unemployment is still higher amongst African Americans. There are statistics that say when they find out you are African American, that the percentage is still too high that you are not even considered for the job, no matter how qualified. So, looks like somebody needs to do some more marching and some more fighting. I'm just saying. I think we get so caught up in, we can't fight for us, or we can't do this for us, or they'll think we're prejudiced, and they'll different people take things in the wrong way. But no, we gotta fight. It don't mean you prejudice. It means you love yourself. Love yourself. Find out who you are. My dealing with the daily blues today is find out who you are. When you know who you are, you will come up out of this cycle. That means come up out of this cycle. Come up out of this circulation of things that ain't getting no better. That we go here and then now we back here. Now we back here. We come up out of that cycle. Rise up out of that cycle. When you know who you are. When you love who you are. Okay? So that's what Labor Day is all about. Thank you for joining me another week with Let's Talk Blue. And remember what my song said. This is bigger than you. Okay? This is bigger than you. This is for our kids. All right? This ain't just for us. This is for our future. So we can't spend Labor Day getting drunk and high and all the, oh, we party and we kick it. And what? We gonna stay in the cycle. Y'all know y'all don't want to hear that. I didn't want to hear that either. But what it is it's a cycle. It's a cycle. More murderers, more senseless killings, because our mindset is there. We have to remove ourselves from the negativity so that we could come up out of that cycle. That man didn't formulate that march drunk. He didn't do that. Or high. He didn't do that. It was people fighting for us because it was bigger than them to get us to where we are today. But we need to fight to get us further so that we can rise. Okay? So let's fight. Let's pull together. And remember what Labor Day was. Okay? And thank you for joining in on another edition of Let's Talk Blue. See you next week. Religion that somebody should know. Even barefoot on the rocky road, carrying the weight of others is a heavy load. You gotta keep on pressing. It's called learning a lesson, recognizing your blessing, grow, cause every religion is a profession. And if you got religion, it should come from the soul. Yeah, everyone should know. If you feel like giving up, remember who you're fighting from. When you feel like giving in, remember what you're fighting for. You feel like you can't go on, feel like you can't go through, cause this is bigger than you.